Nonprofit organizations regularly engage in campaign communication on a range of topics: issue advocacy, civic engagement, grassroots fundraising, and more. Whether you're encouraging residents to get vaccinated, asking lawmakers to expand healthcare benefits for single mothers, or trying to raise $50,000, a dedicated communication effort can be instrumental to making your campaign a success. But what makes campaign communication different from general organization communication? Campaign communication is highly strategic and focused on achieving one specific goal. Perhaps your goal is to expand public health services, like Medicaid in your state, or to secure more funding for violence prevention. Unlike an organization communication plan that may include supporting everything from fundraising efforts to promoting a program, the sole purpose of your campaign communication is to mobilize your audiences by winning over their hearts and minds on a singular issue. Furthermore, campaign communication is typically aggressive, regularly engages audiences, and is meant to catalyze action. It is not intended to simply raise general awareness about an issue, nor is it an ad hoc effort that is only active sporadically. When developing and implementing campaign communication, consider the following. Have a clear goal. The campaign goal should be your North Star, a tangible, often binary goal such as winning an election. Be prepared for your organization's visibility and brand to take a back seat. Campaign communication revolves around this goal, period. It may be necessary for your organization to be in the background and other groups to be more front and center, as they may have greater credibility with your audiences. Timing matters. These types of campaigns typically have very specific start and end dates. They are not meant to be endless. Messaging matters. Campaign messages should be designed to target the specific key audiences that you'll need to move to accomplish your campaign goal. Different messages will resonate with different audiences, and you may need to talk about your campaign differently depending on the context. Messengers matter. Leverage partnerships, coalitions, community leaders, and third-party validators as messengers for your campaign to reach the audiences who trust them. Campaigns require infrastructure. Be prepared to invest time and resources. Successful campaign communication requires a constant drumbeat of outreach to shape the narrative and to influence your audiences. Paid digital advertising can be extremely efficient and effective, but also costly. You'll need to budget for it. Overall, communication needs to be ongoing and intentional, and you will need to have dedicated staff to manage everything. Be disciplined and prioritize. You will need to make strategic choices. Organizations have limited capacity and time. Don't feel pressure to do everything. Invest in those communication tactics that you and your partners are capable of implementing and will yield the best results. But also, be nimble. The circumstances around your issue may shift quickly in positive and negative ways. Your communication must be responsive to such changes. Be prepared to pivot when necessary. Set your campaign goal. Clear communication goals are the building blocks of all campaigns. While naming your core campaign goal is crucial, you must develop specific and measurable outcomes you want to achieve within a particular time period. Simply put, without them, your plans will fall apart. For example, let's say you have a goal of shaping public discourse around a proposed policy. In one sentence, describe the problem that your policy will help solve. Now, what is required to get that policy adopted? Is it focusing on specific lawmakers? Is it getting a particular community or business groups on your side? Is it changing perceptions or urgency about the issue at hand? Pinpoint your audiences. Identify the specific audiences you need to engage with and what actions you need them to take in order to achieve your campaign goal. You don't need everyone on your side. Be brutally honest about who is absolutely necessary to solicit support from. Which individuals have the biggest stake in the issue? Who has the greatest level of influence? Do your research. Learn everything you can about your audience. What motivates them? What are they most afraid of? How does your issue align with their values? Who are the people they most listen to and respect? What are the best ways of reaching them? Align your communication with advocacy. Map out the key decision-making moments related to your issue. Is there a city council committee that will be reviewing the proposed policy? Are there specific hearings or times for public comment? Does the department have a specific time period to make a decision? It will be essential to determine what types of audience engagement are necessary during these opportune moments to be influential. You don't want to be too early or too late with your communication. Develop targeted messaging. Keep your messaging simple yet direct. A winning message takes into account what will appeal to the audience and build their support. This does not mean restating your goals. It means tailoring your message to that audience's concerns and values. Be clear about why your campaign matters and what audiences stand to gain or lose. Be explicit about what action you need people to take. Your message should stress the urgency of the issue. Be emotional and compelling. Tie back to current events and appeal to their values. Mobilize coalitions and partners. A coalition is two or more organizations or groups working together to achieve a common goal. Consider leveraging the collective action of coalitions to demonstrate a wide range of support for your issue. Also, consider whether any like-minded community or government leaders would be willing to partner. You want your target audiences to hear from multiple people and organizations who they trust and who care about this issue. Provide coalition members and partners with toolkits with talking points, social media posts, sample emails, and other information to ensure consistency in message while also making it easier for them to disseminate such information and take action. Provide incentives. People are ultimately motivated by self-interest. How does it help them personally or the people closest to them? You want to be explicit about what the stakes are for your supporters personally. Explain why their voice matters in this effort and how they can make a difference. Many times, individuals want to feel part of something, and they become more motivated when they see the person next to them taking action. For example, other organizations might be more inclined to take collective action if you formally invite them into the coalition, and policymakers might be more inclined to agree to your ask if they believe you will publicly praise them for doing so. Choose the right tactics for your campaign. Once you've demonstrated your approach, pick tactics that will influence your target audiences. Think of all the ways to reach the people you need, then decide which best fits your resources and goals. For example, targeted tactics are effective at encouraging direct actions like calling an elected leader or donating money. This can be done by direct communication such as sending emails, phone calls, or in-person outreach. Paid media can be especially efficient and effective at reaching a wider audience. When trying to connect with elected leaders, consider whether carrot versus stick or a public versus private approach will work best. Also, consider leveraging the media as they are especially effective in pressuring elected leaders who track positive and negative coverage. In a campaign, you also might need to achieve several different outcomes, each requiring their own set of tactics. Combine tactics to maximize their impact. Remember to meet people where they are. If you're trying to move an issue that impacts local education, think about how to engage with school board meetings, PTAs, or education reporters. And don't forget to keep in mind your audience's language access, digital access, cultural norms, and other components of accessibility. Building your campaign communication strategy. Here are a few strategies and tactics to consider when building your campaign communication strategy. Launching your campaign can be an effective way to gain attention, momentum, and support. The official start of your campaign should aim to uplift voices from multiple people from your organization or community. Explain your goals and direct your audience to informational resources or other calls to action. Launch options can include scheduling a press conference or a press announcement, taking to social media, sending an email, or utilizing a town hall meeting or another type of community event. In-person mobilization can help bring your campaign to life and reach new audiences. Examples of this include encouraging your audiences and supporters to meet with key stakeholders and decision makers to help plead your case, holding a protest or a march in your community, and door-to-door canvassing to raise awareness or remind people to vote on a certain issue. SMS text messages can be an effective tactic as they are opened 98% of the time and often in the first few minutes after they've been sent. You should consider using SMS if your organization has a good list of valid phone numbers that have opted into your list. Urgent asks coming in, such as events or an election, or a desire to converse with your audience directly. Email is still one of the most effective ways to encourage audiences to take action. Keep your emails short, simple, and easy to read, and always include a call to action with clear instructions. Also, consider integrating infographics to help capture the attention of your audience and engage visual thinkers. And don't forget to follow up and be persistent. Creating a hashtag helps categorize and make online content easily discoverable by grouping it with similar topics or themes on social media platforms. Hashtags are worth considering if your organization is running multiple campaigns or if you want to track engagement and online discourse. A dedicated website or microsite for your campaign can be a great attention-grabbing tool, but it is time and resource intensive to build one from scratch, and not every campaign requires one to be effective. Before creating a site, ask yourself these questions. Would it serve the main goal of the campaign? Is it worth the investment given the lifespan of your campaign? Do you have the budget and capacity to upkeep the page? How will you promote it? Do you need a separate site for legal compliance requirements? Utilizing creative content can help make your campaign communication more engaging. Educational materials, both print and digital, should be light on text to increase legibility and informational value. Video content such as explainer videos and testimonials can include denser information and present more emotional storytelling to instill urgency around your issue. Please note that not every campaign needs its own custom brand, but designing campaign materials using your existing organization's branding can keep the brand familiar to your audiences. Pursuing news coverage for your campaign can attract attention from influential leaders. This could include releasing statements on recent developments, newsjacking, which is when you tie current events back to your issue, or leveraging traditional media, radio shows, newsletters, TV, and news podcasts. Developing regular briefings to share updates to your campaigns and its issue focus area. Briefings should be shared with internal staff, reporters, key influencers, and coalition members or other partners. Paid media ads, if you have the budget to invest, can help make a big splash to generate interest and attention. For ads on social media, you can even target specific audiences based on age, gender, geographic area, interests, and behaviors, and lookalike accounts. Ultimately, communication will always be crucial to the success of your campaigns. Remember to be single-minded in your approach and be laser-focused on your specific campaign goal. Maintain constant communication with your supporters and keep consistent pressure and visibility with your target audiences. With these key considerations and best practices in mind, you can develop winning campaign communication strategies. Learn more at strategiccommunicationtools.com.